there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! If there's something weird and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. If you're seeing things running through your head, who can you call? Ghostbusters! An invisible man sleeping in your bed. Oh, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! If you're all alone, pick up the phone and call Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Ooh, I hear he likes the girls. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Who you gonna call? If you've had a dose of a freaky ghost, baby, you better call Ghostbusters. Ow! Let me tell you something. Bustin' make me feel good. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Don't get caught alone, no, no. Ghostbusters! When it comes to your door, unless you just want some more, I think you better call Ghostbusters. Ow! Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I think you better call Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I can't hear you. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Louder, louder, louder. Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Who can you call?
I'm Ryan Priest, and you're watching Under the Lights Racing.
Good evening and welcome in. Happy Halloween out there to all of you Under the Lights Racers. It's my privilege and honor to welcome you into the UTR booth here this evening. We're so excited to have y'all aboard this first race of October. Well, technically last night, Tuesday. But, it was time to switch things up and be a little different and get into the Halloween fall spirit here in Iowa. Get into the cornfields, get into the mazes of the cornfields that is October. So happy October out there to all of you followers and fans of the league. Hope that y'all are enjoying tonight. Y'all are having a great day so far. We're glad to have y'all in. So tonight is amazing. Tonight's going to be very awesome. I'm actually very excited for tonight's race, honestly, as we get things up and going this evening. So with that being said, tonight, like I said, is Iowa. Not only is it Iowa, but tonight is very unique. And I say that in a very amazing way. There was a lot of awesome things that happened in the truck series, and we saw what happened. A uh, last lap pass for the lead, and then with 3 laps to go last night in the Cup Series, also on a times 3 package, we had a wild finish of the last lap. Um, so a lot of crazy things have happened this week in Iowa, and we love Iowa because of the package that we take to the track, and it's put on great shows so far. Tonight is different though. We've had the 3 times where normal draft for the trucks and Cup. Tonight is low draft. Now, why low draft, you may ask? Well, low draft brings a different type of finish. We feel it brings a different type of atmosphere. Last season's race was insane. If y'all remember, the last time the Xfinity Series raced at Iowa, it was insane. I had Ian in the booth with me, and we had a great show in store for y'all. Before we go any further, I want you to take a look back at last season's finish here at Iowa to see this is the exact same package that these guys are going to run tonight. This is the exact same finish that I'm not going to say exact same finish I'm hoping for, but there's a lot of similarities going into tonight that I'm hoping for because of the way that we brought the finish of last season. So here is a look back at last season's finish, the last time the Xfinity Series took track here at the Iowa Speedway. Take a look.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because now we're at 3 to go. How much does Lodebroke have? Because I think INF backed out to make sure that he had the gas to get to the end. 2.5 laps to go for Lodebroke. Coming through 3 and 4. Oh,
2 to go.
not gonna lie, I'm actually getting a little bit nervous right now.
I am because I'm
2
just
to
not
go.
used to seeing Lowbrook in the lead. No offense to him, but this is not of him. So something I don't feel like something's going wrong.
I don't know what it is, but now he's got to make it a lap and a half. Did he conserve enough? As now INF closes the gap. Flash has run out. White flag is in the air for the 20 machine of Lodebroke. Can he hang on? He's coming through 1 and 2. Clips the apron. He's down to the inside. Continuing to hang on.
INF is out.
Drivers are now running
Lowbroke's out.
Lodebroke is out.
Lowbroke is out.
Can he coast it?
Who is this?
One
One
bad
bad.
coming around.
One bad.
One bad's gonna take it. He's got it.
One bad
On a
wins.
fuel conversation. Oh my goodness. The 99 machine.
So that's what took place last season. That was intense. It was amazing. A lot of fuel strategy, people running out of fuel, and people blowing tires all within the last 5 laps because they couldn't make it to the end. Now, you're going to ask yourself, well, there's different strategies take place. Like, obviously, probably people took tires or didn't take tires on the last stop. Cautions come into play, obviously. So, I mean, it can happen. But here's the thing. There was no cautions. The entire stage 3, we did not have a single caution. Well, I don't even think we had caution all race long. Guys were very amazing at their racing skills last season, but no caution in the last stage last season. Uh, so yeah, a very amazing turnout last season. A great ending, an amazing ending. Out of nowhere, one bad steals the victory. From sorry, owner things. But he stole the show away from Lowbroke, capturing his first ever career victory here in UTLR. However, he went on and won later on in the season at Texas off of a times 3 high draft package. So Love when admins want to talk to me before race time when I'm in the middle of a broadcast. SP, you know how it rolls. All right. So I'm gonna ignore them. But duty calls. But yeah, so insane finish from last season leads to into tonight. Same package 3 times on a low draft. Same exact. I mean, like you can't. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be replicated, but it's the same package. We're doing 50% race, so same percentage as we did last season. Same package. It's the same track on the same game. We have a few different drivers, so but the Xfinity Series this season has done very well at racing clean. So I'm interested to see how tonight goes. Um, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But welcome in here tonight. Again, it is Iowa Speedway, so a lot could take place here this evening. I mean, I'm interested to see how these guys take on Iowa. It's been just a whirlwind of a week here at this track. It's a .875-mile oval, and so drivers are going to be using the outside. They're also going to be using the inside. This track is a multi-groove track and can be used. Drivers are scared to use the outside, but guess what? It works to save tires. You go up to the outside, you can save the tire wear. You can definitely use it to your advantage, and I'm interested to see how many guys we see on the restarts and on the start take to the outside. Use it to their advantage because once it fades, it fades. And the low draft is going to keep everybody in close quarters and close quarter racing, even sometimes through the pit stops. I mean, in the Cup Series and the Xfinity or in trucks this week, we've seen a lot of good racing. The pit stops kind of split it up, but still, it's a short track. This is a very unique short track because there's always going to be lap traffic and there's always passes being made somewhere on the racing surface. So it's going to be an amazing night all around. If I seem a little right, guys, I do apologize because it's been a whirlwind of a week at work, and so if I do sound a little off or something, yes, that's why. Also, stay tuned for next week as we wrap up tonight. For the week of UTLR. Next week is going to be awesome. The trucks head to Atlanta. I believe everybody's at Atlanta next season, or not next season, next week. Let me look. So yeah, the Cup Series heads to Atlanta to take on the final race of the in-season tournament. And then the Xfinity Series on Thursday also are Atlanta, and then so the trucks. The trucks will end their triple truck challenge as well. So 2 different little unique in-season stuff going on. The trucks also have triple truck challenge. It's the last race of that Atlanta, a lot of A's, next week. The in-season tournament for the Cup Series ends next week at Atlanta. And then also tonight, nothing special for the Xfinity Series, but there is something special that I forgot to hit on. Tonight is not just any ordinary race. We saw what happened last season. If you were here last season, you saw what happened. If you saw what just if you saw what just took place with the finish of last season, then you know what happened. Going into tonight. Tonight is a double points race. That is the catch. Tonight, double the points. A wild, intense finish. Well, guess what? We're going to add a little bit of extra dazzle on top of everything. We're going to sprinkle the field with some double points opportunities. Everybody gets double points. That's the thing. Let me read y'all how double points works here in UTLR. Double points works as this. The winner receives 10 playoff points instead of 5. The stage winners receive 2 playoff points instead of 1. The top 10 finishers will also be doubled. So first place will get 80 points and 10th will get 37. If you're 11th on back, sorry, you get single points. That is how we do it. You gotta earn your double points. It's not just everybody gets it. You gotta earn it. You gotta be consistent. You gotta be up there. So top 10 finishers get the double points. That's going to help excel people into the as we head towards the playoff. Extra oomph. Stage points are also doubled. So guess what? If you win a stage, you get 20 points instead of 10. Get second. Guess what? You get 18 points instead of 9. And it goes down to 2 points for finishing 10th instead of 1. So that is how double points works. I saw Dusty just went live. He is our POV driver tonight as they are getting ready to go on track this evening. Let's go throughout the lineup real quick for you. We have not gone through that. That's what I was missing. Lineup. All right, so starting from the pole is actually a driver who has failed to make the race. He did not show up and ask for an extension, so he is out tonight with no answers. So Luke Smith, he grabbed the pole LRS, but he will not be on the pole tonight. So starting on the pole will be Dusty in the 68. Second is Jackson Stotts in the 07. Third is Evan Helton. Fourth is Mason LaForge. Fifth is Lance Peterson. Sixth is Michael Shackelford. Seventh is Zach Rott. Eighth is Nick Jensen. Ninth is Nick Stills. 10th is Danny Byerly. 11th is Marquin Brewer. 12th is Jacob Willingham. 13th is Dylan Blevins. 14th is Brandon Edgington. 15th is Stephen Davis II. 16th is Richard Denny. 17th, Justin Bartley. 18th, Ferdinand Damasco. 19th is Jason Beeson. 20th, Austin Knowles. 21st, Alan Drake. 22nd, Zach Clater. Or 23rd, Zach Clater. Yeah, 22nd. With that, we should be getting our invite here. Let's go trackside for tonight's command.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The race starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Alrighty, as we get ready for tonight's race, we was loading in and one driver backed out or lagged out. So in our league, we get one attempt at a restart for lag out before the green flag. So they're going to restart the lobby and get back underway this evening. Try again. So, with that, like I said, happy Halloween out there to all you fans that enjoy the Halloween spirit. We here at UTR are going to be enjoying it with you this Halloween season as we get ready to lead into the holidays. We'll start seeing a lot of unique different little things here and there popping up across our live feeds every single race. So, we're excited. I know you're excited. I'm ready to get this race out of the way. so going through, let's go take a look back at last night's race. It was a good race overall. A lot of cautions, but we finally figured it out and got underway as we wait for the drivers to load in into a new lobby. Thank y'all for being here. Drop a comment, drop a chat. I'll be here all night long. Not really. I'll be here till the end of the race. But yeah, I'm glad to see everybody out there. I see the numbers moving up, so I'm glad for y'all to be out here this evening. In the Cup Series, though, after Iowa, this is how the top 12 looks heading towards the playoffs, which is a far, far, far away from, but it never hurts to look. So right now, Team Legacy takes the tied position for first and second. After Iowa, Clater is in first and Luke Smith is in second. They are both tied at 193 points apiece. Dylan Blevins for Spire is in third. Fourth is Martin Brewer for Spire. And fifth is Evan Helton for Legacy. In sixth in the standings is Dakota Humphreys in the number 3 car. That Meso ended up winning last night in his place as a sub. The number 7 of DeMonte Hamilton is in 7th. He is the only Toyota inside the top 12. Chris Hackney is in 8th. And then John Dean in 9th. 10th is Brian Bushnell. 11th is actually myself. And then 12th is Tanner Herring. Round out the top 12. So that is how it looks after Iowa. Now, granted, the winners this season, Mesa last night in the number 3 slot, driving for the subbing for Dakota Humphrey. That does not lock the number 3 into the playoffs, unfortunately, with it being a sub driver. However, INF won last week and he locks in at Las Vegas. And then the week before, Dusty Stud at Indianapolis. He won the second race of the season and he got it done. He locks himself in the playoffs. And then Luke Smith, who was our Daytona 250 winner for season 7, he locks himself into the playoffs as well. So far, 4 races deep, and we have 3 drivers already locked into the playoffs. So what a way to start the season off in the Xfinity Series. To take a look back, in the Xfinity Series, you have Ducky, who is locked in from Daytona as he took on his win. In the Indianapolis Road Course, it was Edgerton who came off the winner. An interesting last lap finish. He takes on, and he was able to be in the playoffs, but because of the way he won it, he was not able to race his way in. So he has to race his way through in the playoffs again. And then Weiss goes on and wins Vegas, and we'll see who wins tonight. So we got the invites. We are going to get loaded in and get underway here this evening from the Iowa Speedway. And come back next week for both the Trucks and Xfinity Series on Tuesday and Thursday, and we will have a special treat for you up here in the booth. Also, if you are a UTR Live follower, regular that tunes into our streams every single race, we will not be able to have a broadcast possibly the next 3 weeks or 2 weeks, in a couple weeks, for the Cup Series. Our broadcaster is actually taking some time off to move, so he is having to relocate his equipment, so he will not be able to cover the UTR races. So it'll be down to POV streams unless we find a broadcaster. It'll be down to POV streams in order to cover our Cup Series events the next few weeks. So good races coming up too. Unfortunately, nothing we can do about it. So if you want to, we'll see how it goes. But other than that, let's get the show on the road, shall we? It is time. These drivers are going to get lined up. here in UTR is also breast cancer awareness. Well, cancer awareness. In the UTR edition, we're going to call it cancer awareness because there are all forms of cancer. Liver cancer, breast cancer, esophagus cancer. I mean, there's everything. So, it's Cancer Awareness Month. So, that is going to be why you see a lot of pink cars this month. Taking near the field. Meso, Deport, Botto Boy, Black Hammer, Edge, Dusty, Clater, Garage God, Foxtrot, and Flash has lagged out already. Unfortunate for Flash. Knockdown, Outlaw, we've already used our one server reset, so that is unfortunate for Flash. See Drake in 74, Hamwall in 44, Denny in the 47, Jackboy up on the front row there, Vortex, Wacky Zach, SP, Weast, Ranger, back to Meso. We're going to ride on board Meso, but ladies and gentlemen, it is time to do some good old short track racing here in the UTR Xfinity Series. These drivers coming down to the green flag. It is green in the Iowa state. Oh, we got one. Let's maybe save it. What a loose car we saw out of a couple cars back there. They got loose on exit. There's 29 laps in the stage. 3 wide back here in the mid pack. Looks like Blackhammer was one of the ones involved, having to come back up the track. So now he has to battle from the rear of the field. Battle up front with Dusty in the 68 machine. The gray ghost of Halloween is now present. Clater got caught up in that. He is in the back. In that lap 1 incident, Garage Guy cracking the top 5, trying to at least battle side by side with Deport. He is on the attack. Ducky out there in the pink machine, battling Weast. And Ducky was actually talking to me earlier this week about how he likes some. I mean, everybody has their drivers that they like on track and how they dislike. Like, we're all a family, but you got the competition side. Who you like on track and who you not like. So Ducky out in front, and he said the one driver that he likes to race with is that number 6 of Weast. You see drivers using the outside, excuse me, using the outside lane. Like I talked about in the pre-race, these drivers are going to utilize this. Save that tire. Race hard, but save tire. And we talked about early on is this is a skilled racetrack. This is not for, you know, just go out there and run it and you'll get good. Like, no, you have to have skill to race this track. The bottom will work, the outside will work. See Wacky Zach back here in the mid-pack trying to battle for position with the number 5 machine. And then you see SP Weast out in front here. So y'all, I said it in the pre-race that y'all want to stay tuned in to next week because we'll have a special guest coming into the booth. Well, that special guest is actually going to join us tonight. So that special guest is actually the driver who just lagged out of this race. He's not going to be participating the next 2 weeks in the Xfinity trucks. So, or sorry, next week in the trucks and Xfinity. So he's going to hop in the booth for the first time ever and broadcast from the booth side. He hasn't ever really done any broadcasting, but he is going to join me up in the booth and have some fun. We see a battle Edge and Weiss side by side. Here goes Hammer on the outside, and Edge sends it in there. Oh, and Edge lags out. Edgerton is out of the race. Just like that. Unfortunate for the 90 machine. Get old Flash up in here. If I can find him. There we go. Alright, so as we get going, let's bring in Flash. How's it going, Flash?
Oh, pretty good. Excited to be up here. How is the race going so far?
Well, my man, it has been one heck of a race so far. We just saw the 90 of Edge lag out, so he is out early. But the battle rages on up front. While you get loaded in, we have Ducky and Weiss battling for that outside and that top position. We're about 12 laps away. We see a little bit more lag, looks like, out of whoever is in third, which might be...
I saw that. Ooh,
I don't know who that was.
Just a tad.
Jackboy, they hit the wall. Yeah, Jackboy with damage. Collected up in that with 12 laps to go.
We're having great battles throughout the entire field right at this moment.
Yeah, and so that's gonna be one thing we kind of watch for, especially in the third stage, is how the tires fall off and all the pit stops. These guys are going to have to pit before the end of this stage. Dusty has 5 laps of fuel left in his tank, and that right rear is cooking with 21% now, with coming around to 10 to go. So
we got a little bit loose getting off for that, Tom. I will allow Evan to close in just a tad.
And we see our first pit stop taking place already. Hammer is on pit road. Interesting call. Here comes Garage God.
I think that's a smart call. Pit early, and you get the benefit of fresh tires than everyone else, and it forces everyone else's hands to come to pit road.
Yeah, so a lot of the guys we see up front and the leaders come in right behind this group, so that's actually a good thing. That means that if you pit ahead of the leaders by just 1 lap, to me, that makes the difference. That is what you want. You don't want to go out there and pit 2, 3, even 4 laps before the leaders come in, because then you've used up a lot of tire wear. So Ranger comes off next to SP, Hammer right behind those. So it's going to be about a 9-lap, 8-lap shootout once these drivers get cycled out.
Interested to see how the guys who pitted before the leaders, how they benefit from fresh tires, or if they benefit from fresh tires.
And they very well could fall off and just not have a whole lot of speed. Again, this is a very skilled racetrack, so you really have to be mindful that you can't just go out there and go balls to the walls. You have to be able to run a perfect line around this track and know how to run this track. So I'm watching Dusty's.
Dusty's coming on. Dusty's coming on some lap traffic here. He'll get out of the way, and we'll allow him to chase Weiss down for this stage.
Trying to get on. There is Ducky. Yeah, so the gap has opened up between those two. Right now, it should cycle out to those being the leaders, and that is the battle if he can do anything to Weiss. But I even brought up a little bit ago, right before you got in, that there's guys that like to enjoy racing with each other, and Ducky says he has respect for the 6 car. There's a lot of respect from that 6 car this season by a few drivers, not just Ducky. Weiss has raced very well against others and has not really came off dirty or aggressive. He's just been a typical racing hard type of driver and gives you as much respect as you can.
Oh yeah, Weiss has definitely earned my respect as a driver. I've raced with him a few times in trucks at Xfinity so far, and he's a very good, clean driver. Doesn't complain when something happens. He just goes about his business and makes things work. And I totally respect him for that.
Yeah, so coming down to be this time before to go for the stage, and Ducky has closed down a little bit, not a whole lot right now, but I don't think, unfortunately, the lap traffic is going to be an issue. They are far enough ahead. Weiss can back off and save if he wants to, but he's got a closing Ducky.
Well, if you were in Weiss' position, what would you do in this situation? Would you back off and save tire and allow Ducky to close in a little bit more, or would you go full out?
Oh, no. I'd try to go full out, but you have to keep in mind how bad these tires wear off. So don't push the car and be almost sideways trying to go for the win, because then you lose it. You might lose the car, and there goes your stage. So you have to have a balance.
Yeah.
There's got to become a balance.
Don't do anything now that will cost you down the road later, because this is just for a stage. And everyone's smart, obviously. Everyone knows that this is just for a stage. So don't do anything that will kill your chances of winning this race in the end.
Nah, we're coming around. Will be the last lap of stage number 1. And this TikTok machine has just been the one to beat so far. He kind of took off in the short stage and has just done what anybody else has been doing. And I like the style. He rides the high side, and I talked about it in pre-race. Ride the outside, save a little bit of tire. Don't use up the inside. Coming around for the last lap here. This is going to be...
All 4 one more time. And the TikTok machine of Weiss will come around and claim stage 1. Ducky will come home second.
Nice job by those two.
Looks like Meso in third, I believe.
Yes, Meso, shockingly, out of nowhere, comes home third, with Dusty in fourth, Deeport in fifth, and Ranger comes off sixth, followed by Blackhammer seventh, Wacky Zach in eighth, SP ninth, and Clater, after being involved in that lap 1 mishap, comes home 10th. What a turnaround for Clater.
Oh yeah, got involved on that lap 1. Good bounce back for him, and I expect to see him closer to the front as we get into the end. Obviously, as you know, this is definitely going to be a him type of race. You're definitely going to have to save tire and fuel in this last stage, in the last stage when we get to it, and that's definitely a Clater top race. Better than anyone I know.
That it is, my man. I was very shocked to see Clater in the back, though, in the truck race. So I'm not going to hold my hopes to it, because he's a very good driver and very skillful when it comes to these type of tracks, but he was not showing it in the trucks. So I'm interested to see what he does here in the Xfinity cars. We take green for stage 2. Stage 2 is only 27 laps.
Just tap the wall a little bit on the backstretch, and that'll allow those guys to get a little closer to him, but no threat as at this moment, as they are side by side for second and third at this moment.
And what I'm watching though is we have Weist out front, and then we have the two drivers who had a good, interesting finish last night, to say the least. Those two kind of heat in the moment, and that was Meso and Ducky. Uh, Meso dropped back mid-pack now, slides up maybe into the fourth position. But those two have had history.
Oh yeah. Evan almost got that. Couldn't quite put the bumper to waste that time in 1 and 2. We'll see if he makes a run at it again in 3 and 4.
It's just hard. Like, it's gonna be hard to pass. I mean, you can easily get it done, but Ducky is one of those guys. He's patient. He will set it up and go whenever he feels like is the right move. He's not gonna go and cost himself anything. But you got Dusty right there on the back end. How this month is Halloween, and then you get cancer awareness, and so you got all these pink cards supporting the cancer, and then you get the gray ghost of Dusty right there in third. So kind of combo of both.
Love to see all those pink cars. As you know, breast cancer is very, very big to me. So I love to see all pink cars out there. It's
It
just
really
great
is.
to see all these guys to have the pink out there for this month. I know Ranger ran green the other night for I believe lung cancer.
It was liver cancer.
So great to see.
I love seeing all the drivers. Whenever we have a theme that we back or support, you see it on track. Last season at Chicagoland, we had Chicagoland in October, and we had an entire field of pink, and I was not even expecting it.
Yeah.
Y'all threw me for a loop on that one. Every car looked identical, so that was awesome. But yeah, Xfinity is a good series. I've always enjoyed broadcasting y'all, and this is just the start of it. We've had a great season so far, and these guys caution free so far throughout stage one and into stage number 2.
We'll love to see that as well. Why little us drivers don't like having a caution fest, and I know you don't have like having a caution fest up here and watching it in the booth. I'm sure it's very boring seeing just pace around into the caution. So love to see that we're caution free so far.
Yeah, that's definitely one. See a little bit of pack race starting to involve here across the top 5, top 6. Ranger looking underneath, or trying to look underneath Hammered. Thinks better of it. But nobody's using the inside lane. That's something that's kind of unique right now. I'm surprised nobody's trying to do anything.
Oh yeah, you can't. I don't. Well, this is 3 times where I just don't. I don't see the bottom coming in as we saw in the cup and truck race on last night and last Tuesday. So that may be a factor as well. Is if you run the bottom, you're gonna wear more tire, and you just can't wear more tire because you're gonna have to make more pit stops than everyone else, and that's just it's gonna cost you. And as of course I say that, Evan will goes to the bottom and tries to take the lead from Weist using the bottom.
Yeah, and he's going to make it work. Just about he's going to get the side draft off of Weist. So side by side for the lead here. Going in turn 1 with 17 laps to go. Ducky is going to clear up ahead of Weist. Does Weist try the crossover? Yes, he is. Crossover move.
Crossover. Back down to the bottom goes Weist. He clears it again.
And another crossover. We ain't done.
Not quite. Dusty's just watching this battle. He's lying in waiting to see which one of these two make the move and get ahead of the other. Evan will have to fall back in line and try and go at Weist again.
And see, now Ducky almost messed up right there, giving a little bit of the outside away. Dusty could have made an opportunity move if he wanted to. Thinks better of it, though, right now. And here comes Hammer down to the bottom. He's like, hey, let me give it a shot. Try to make the move on Meso.
This is great racing. I love to see it.
And Ducky.
Ducky back down to the bottom.
Onto pit road.
Oh, he's pitting. He is pitting.
Wow.
Interesting. Interesting.
Interesting
move.
He's trying to get the jump.
That shocks me a little that that's what he was going for. But I know Ducky quite a while. And I know there's a method to his madness for him pitting this early.
And also, in the meantime, Foxtrot has also lagged out tonight's race. No, there was a server reset for him, but he is also lagged out, so 3 cars out already of this race. See Ducky coming off pit road, and a lot of others followed down the next time by. The leaders came in. Whenever you see the leaders come in, well, whenever you go in, and you stay out, Flash, do you usually go in that next time by? Because do you want to try to stay right there with leaders, or do you try to stretch it?
Well, for tracks like this, you definitely want to come in and pit as soon as you see one car come to pit road. As soon as you see someone from the lead pack pit, that's your sign for everyone else to follow in, because you're just going to lose too much if you don't. So yes, I typically like to follow the leaders. When they pit, that's the time to pit. You're just gonna lose too much. Little battle from the lap car right there, but we're good. Sorry about that. We
Yeah,
freaking
Bartley boy kind of trying to get out of the way there. He said with him being new here, he's trying to learn all these tracks, and Iowa he just does not have a niche for. And I tried to tell him, it's like, man, this is a skill track. Like, if you don't know it, then you're not going to know it until you just put more laps down and learn it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he'll get better at times. He just got to get some practice in. I believe this is his only 4th or 5th race in the league.
Yes,
so
this is
he'll
only.
definitely get better. Definitely get better with time.
And see, we have the battle heating up now between the leaders, Weast and Ducky. Ducky's found the ground. Now, we saw this in the truck race. We saw the leaders use the lap cars as a pick. So they might use this as a pick if he doesn't get out of the way. That is Wormy in the 44. He's going to go down. Probably he's going to pit this time, maybe. That 44 machine, as he does. Gets off the track. And now, Ducky trying to look underneath Weast. He's going to hold off for now.
Battle rages on between these two. And if you notice, green flag pit stops kind of separated everyone else. We had a group of about 5 cars before pit stops. And now we have about 2, just Weast and Ducky. But Dusty's slowly reeling these 2 in.
Yeah.
And I'd say by the end of this stage, we'll have a group of about 3 or 4, if I had to guess, by the end of it.
Yeah, and look at who they just lapped. You were just talking about Clater. I mean, like, what is it that has fallen off with him? We all know that he's a driver that has the top ability to perform at these tracks, and he goes a lap down already.
That's shocking. I don't know what would be up with Clater, because as you said, he's really good, obviously, and you expect him to be a threat for the win. As we had the battle for the lead is on now once again.
Yeah, coming around, this will be about 6 laps to go this time by. So it's raging on, and look no further, but Dusty is right there. If he keeps on making some ground, he has enough time to try to make a little bit of ground.
Ducky back to the bottom of the racetrack. We will clear him on the backstretch as his battle rages on. Dusty, as I said before, is just lying in wait back here, and if these two
He's coming too.
happen to take each other out, then he can pick right for the pickings and be there when it happens.
Yeah, Flash, Dusty is coming. He is making ground.
Making that bottom work. Making that bottom work.
He's about to look underneath Ducky. He thought about looking underneath Ducky this time. I mean, it's working. It's working. You see SP back there in 4th. He's not going to be a factor in this, but Dusty is going to make it a factor. Only 4 to go this time.
Ducky back down to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Dusty also to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to peek for 3 wide, but not quite.
Oh, Weast in the wall.
Weast just taps the wall barely on the back, and
Here
comes
it comes
Dusty
3 wide.
back down to the bottom of the racetrack, looking to make it 3 wide once again. Ooh, Weast in the wall again, and Ducky takes the lead.
With 3 laps to go now, Dusty back to the bottom underneath Weast, looking for the pass for second. This is the farthest back Weiss has been all night long is third. So Dusty's going to try to continue to make that bottom happen. It's working for him. Don't give it up. Coming around for 2 laps to go now.
He can't quite release coming off 4. The battle rages on for second, and the longer these two battle, that everything Ducky needs to see in the way back mirror is these two battling. Ooh, as they make contact.
Now coming around for the last lap here. Those two battle it out. Weiss is going to settle in for third. Give it to Dusty. His car is just really loose right here at the end of this run.
Can Dusty make it happen? Can he make a run at Ducky for this stage? Ooh, Ducky pushed up just a tad. I believe that'll allow Dusty to get here.
Oh, here comes Dusty.
Side. Through 3 and 4. One more time. Can Aaron get back to him?
Off of
No,
4. Dusty Stud is going to win stage 2.
What a battle.
Wow.
That was a great battle, huh?
And Ducky, I think, ran out of fuel or something. He was coasting.
Oh, yeah. He slowed up a ton on the backstretch.
He didn't even...
Early.
He got 6th.
Like
Flash, he lost 6 spots.
Oh, man. Pitting early.
In
ran out
one corner. Meso ends up 5th. Ducky ends up 6th. Deport 7th. Ranger 8th. Knockdown 9th. And Wacky Zach in 10th. 4th was Mesa. Or sorry, 4th was SP. No, 3rd SP. 4th. I don't know who 4th was, honestly. Dusty did not give me my. Dusty did not give me my 4th. Okay, 4th was Hammer. There we go. Dusty didn't. So here we go.
Go prepare for the final stage.
And guess what? No cautions.
We'll see if Ducky can make a charge after this is the furthest back he's been all night. So we'll see if he can make a charge from where he's at. We'll get side by side once again. And we'll see what happens here in 1 and 2 as SP looks for the bottom on Weist.
I think this is a perfect time here as they're still grouped up. We're going to take a second and we're going to crank it up here from UTLR. Let's listen to these drivers as they get on the gas. Alright, you see the battle side by side for the race lead. It is on once again.
We have about 6 cars. I'm sorry about that. 6 cars. I didn't see SP hanging out back there. But yeah, 6 cars battling for this lead right now as Dusty continues to hold Weist off.
But now we have fresh blood. Hammer takes a look underneath for 2nd place. And Hammer's going to clear Weist. Maybe not. Not quite.
Oh, that's close.
God.
Oh, that's close.
Great racing by these drivers. Close quarters at the finest here in Iowa.
Battles all over the place. Deport's battling with Ranger back here. SP's battling with the Zero, who just scrapes the wall just a tad.
This mid-pack. This mid-pack is intense. Outlaw, you got Wacky Zach, you got Ranger, Meso, SP, Deport, and Knockdown all underneath a blanket right there in the mid-pack.
Side by side still. Ranger looking for... Thought about making a 3 wide going down the backstretch, but as Ducky and Weeks make contact... Ooh, that's tough.
SP is going to get into the wall just a slight bit, allowing Ranger to go to the inside. He's going to cut the nose off of Wacky. To the inside, Ranger goes. Ranger's going to
Into
wash
contact
up.
again. Ranger pushes up into SP.
That's a
All
good
clear
battle
once
back here.
again. Great racing all throughout.
Ranger just isn't able to make the bottom stick right now. He's having issues from the center of the corner off of exit. And here he comes on the bottom of that 3 wide.
See this. It looks like Ranger will be able to clear these two.
Back, he had to check up a little bit. I could tell just enough. Now he's going to go back to the bottom of Ranger. The leaders have kind of settled out for right now. The battles are back here in the mid-pack 3 wide once again with Ranger, Zach,
yeah,
and
3 wide.
SP.
4 wide.
Maybe.
Not about 4.
And now here comes Outlaw following SP on the bottom.
3 wide's 20. Oh man, you can't make 4 wide work here. Ooh. I was
Somebody's
scared for a second.
going to end up in the wall if you go 4 wide. Ranger out in front of that group now. He clears them. SP trying to fight back on the inside.
See if Ranger can. I was starting to say we'll see if Ranger can put the sail in the wind and clear from these guys, but
Not
SP
yet.
going for the slide job in 1 and 2.
Slide job. Almost. Now SP clears them for now. Trying to make this bottom side work. Dusty Stud to remind you. Oh, and Ranger goes down the bottom, slides down off corner entry loose. Dusty Stud remains the leader, so the battles continue in the mid pack. Oh, and Outlaw makes contact, and Outlaw's around.
One around.
And we're going to remain green.
No caution. We remain green here, Iowa. No caution.
Oh, we got a battle up front. Ducky and Weast and Hammer make contact. Hammer down to the bottom of the track for that 3rd position. Ducky fighting hard to hold on to 2nd. Dusty starting to take off.
Here comes Weast. Back to the bottom of Ducky. And these guys battling are just everything Dusty loves to see right now. Is how these two battling, allowing Dusty to pull away. These two need to get back in one and run back Dusty back down. As Dusty hits the apron in 1 and 2.
And here comes your Truck Series champion Deport now underneath Hammer in that 4th position, thinking if he can make a name for himself here in the picture.
As they go 3 wide. That's Hammer who just made contact with the wall back there, and that'll allow Deport to move into 4th.
Yeah, and that mid-pack battle is now single-filed out. They figured it out and said, you know what? These tires are wearing out. We gotta stop. You see Barter Boy.
I'm very interested.
Barter Boy makes the first pit
if we
stop.
have a repeat finish from last year at the end here. If everyone runs out of fuel.
Well,
once again, like we had last year.
Well, and that's what I'm interested to see, Flash. I mean, we had no pit stops in we had no cautions in stage 3. It was purely how the game gives you that many laps and how aggressive the drivers were. So far, we stayed caution free. So it's the same game, same setup, same package. So it could very well see a conserve fuel, conserve the tires at the end just to make it. That's what One Bad did. He had to conserve that tire towards the end in order to make it to the end.
Oh yeah, and you know someone's going to try it. Someone's going to try and stretch it all the way to the end. They know that this is going to be a fuel game at the end, and you know someone's going to at least try and stretch it for this win and sneak their way into victory lane at the end.
Yes, sir. Is Dusty 3 laps to go on his fuel tank, so he'll be pitting probably within the next lap or 2, I imagine. See if any of the top 4 drivers take advantage and split it beforehand. Ducky kind of figured that one out and said, you know what, going in maybe a lap might not be the best option. Drake stays up out of the way,
Everyone
lets
is
drivers
staying
go.
out. Couple cars in the back are on pit road.
And it's Outlaw making his stop. Oh, Garage got up in the wall. They got loose. He had to go around Jackboy. Jackboy kind of in the mid-pack after...
Here come the leaders. Here come
Yes,
the leaders.
sir.
The first 4 are in.
Oh, and contact made...
Oh, we have contact on pit road. We have contact on pit road. One's hit it.
Ooh. Ranger and Barter Boy make contact. Both of them trying to get down, and unfortunately, Ranger is going to lose time on track and position as he did not make the commitment line, and Barter Boy does. Drama unfolding, but unfortunately, still one car around, so he's able to get back going. They kept it straight.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Ranger was having a good run, too. Just missed pit road. Nothing he can do, out of his control. And he'll have to work his way back around and pit this time.
Yeah, Flash, it looked like there was maybe a little bit of confusion because the 16 was coming to pit road. He was on the bottom, and it looks like that he was trying to turn in and maybe just didn't get slowed up in time. And Ranger was trying to come in on the outside of the 16 car, trying to go in side by side. I guess it looks like the 16 was trying to overcook the entry into pit road, and unfortunately, that's going to allow Ranger to not make that line.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. But as you know, this pit road is tricky. It comes off the hill. There's not a lot of flattening from banking coming off 3 and 4 and onto pit road, so that could happen. You know, someone could get not show up at time, and it could cost another driver because the banking doesn't flatten up coming to pit road.
No, it does not. And now the fight is back on. You see Hammer and Dusty closing on each other. That is, I believe, for second and third. They're just wasted all the way up there.
16. Went up on the 16 to lap him again. Ooh, it just makes contact with Dusty, and that'll allow the Hammer to get back here.
Dusty almost went all the way to the grass to make the block. Hammer a little contact there.
Contact once again.
Dusty clears them, and there is Ducky and SP right there together. Now 16 comes down. Hammer didn't like that at all. That was a product of, hey man, if you're gonna block me like that as a lap car, nice try, but I'm gonna fence you. That was all just, hey, get out of my way, because you're holding me up and you're not doing it the way it should be done. The 16 makes contact again with him. This is not going to end well between the 16 and the 1. The 16 is blocking aggressively. And he's losing position because of it. Oh, and he's going to be... Oh, ooh. 16 gets into the wall. Ran out of room, got in the wall, and took Hammer with him. And the 16 keeps on pounding the 1 for some reason. I know he's loose, but God, man.
Oh, poor Hammer.
Oh, man. Hammer just got the hammer taken to him just for about 5 laps.
He's going to be frustrated after this one.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely we're going to hear from a frustrated Hammer. Not in the interviews, possibly, but we're going to definitely hear the backside of that one come out. Dusty in second, though, after that raged on. Dusty trying to track down Weist, who has opened up his lead.
Yeah, that kerfuffle allowed Weist to smooth sailing right now as we go out single file once again. We have a couple battles ranging out for the entire half.
Yeah, everybody's kind of, like I said, single piled out for now. We have 35 laps to go this time. And probably about roughly four more pit stops to happen. The question is, when does that last pit stop come, according to how many laps are left?
Oh, yeah.
Because I believe, again, if it plays out that way and we see no more no cautions, then It's going to be close, I believe. I believe last time it was like right on the cusp of when you had to pit. It was you were forced to pit, and it was like right on the cut line of how many laps left were in the race according to your fuel.
Oh, we made contact with all in that time in 1 and 2. That allowed Dusty to close back in. We might have a battle before the next pit stop here. Who knows? And as you know, a caution can change everything. We get a yellow here late. It'll allow people to pit and cut off one stop that they won't have to make at the end. So yes, a caution could change everything here as we're still on green on the racetrack. All clear right now.
Yeah, and again, we've seen one-car incidents. We've seen the drama unfold between some drivers. So I would not say that we're going to stay green all the way. So far, so good, and that's the way the Xfinity Series has kind of been this season. But like you said, one car goes around because they got lost a tire or run out of fuel and end up in the wall or however it may be. We saw it all happen last night in the Cup Series. It could happen to anybody. And you get up on the seam. You saw myself and a couple others do it. You just get up on the seam at the wrong angle, and that car is just going to go spinning around.
Mm-hmm.
But
the
Dusty,
other person behind you won't be able to react in time and just clobbers into the back of you, and that can break out a caution. Anything like you said, someone could lose a tire, spin, and collect another car. Someone could run out of fuel in front of another car, and the car behind them won't be able to react in time.
Mm-hmm. See, Dusty tried to use the outside lane, but this time around, Dusty is using the opposite strategy that Weiss is. If Weiss goes to the bottom, then Dusty goes higher. If Weiss goes high, Dusty goes to the bottom. I'm trying to get an opposite lane going, but right now, Weiss moved and changed his lines. He was running the outside, now he's running the bottom, and has opened up that gap between him and Dusty.
And I'm watching ahead here from Dusty's point of view. These guys will have to deal with lap traffic sooner rather than later. Maybe not within the next 5 laps, I would say. There's about 5 cars in front of the leaders right now, and they're all going to have to deal with them here very soon. So it'll be interesting to see who can work lap traffic the best.
Yeah, we're down to only 27 laps to go here. And I would say it's Weiss so far. He's been the strongest driver on track, but again, we saw what happened last season, so don't count anything out until that checker flag flies.
Oh, yeah.
But one driver I'm noticing that is kind of out of the picture of this one is 9 of Ducky. I mean, he's back behind Dusty in third, but he's got some ground to make up.
Oh, yeah. I wonder what his strategy, I wonder what he could be planning right now. I wish we could get him on the radio and talk to him while he's in the race car.
Probably
and
one
just hear his
day.
thoughts.
Probably
Just
one
hear his thoughts
day.
about what he's doing.
Y'all all know iRacing coming out with a NASCAR game will probably give us a lot more opportunities to do a lot more interesting stuff. So stay tuned. I can see us doing stuff like that here in the future. But for now, it's a guessing game for us. And Ducky, though, he was very upset with how the truck reacted. He was a front marker all night long, was able to compete, and then that last caution, or not last caution, the last pit stop happened, and no caution, and for some odd reason, he just lost it. Like, he never spun, never ran out of fuel, but his truck felt loose all of a sudden, looser than what it has been all night, and he said he made no changes. He set it up the way he wanted it, and for some odd reason, it just got really loose on that last run.
Yeah, as you know, I was with him most of the night last night, Cup race. So he had a good car last night. His pit stop beginning again. We'll hold that thought until after pit stops. As Weiss is the first of the leaders to make his swap.
Yep, Dusty is on 2 laps to go on his fuel tanks. We'll probably see him in this time, along with Ducky. We ride on board Ducky here. We're going to see what happens here. Oh, we got one around. That is Meso on the apron. He hits the apron on that transition making. is what caught him.
And I was just getting ready to say, I wonder if we're going to have any issues with anybody coming to pit road, and there it was.
There's one so far. We've seen the 16 and the
Dusty's on pit
36
road
get
now.
into it on pit road, and then you see Meso hits the apron on the transition. SP coming off pit road. He's been a top 5 car roughly all night long. So these drivers should be able to make it another, I'd say, 15 laps probably. 14, 15 laps maybe.
We'll definitely have one more stop. Have to make one more stop before the end. Nobody can go the distance, I would assume.
Oh no, so it's
don't say that.
24. They get down to 23 laps of fuel. Alright, so here's where we're about to find out. I'm watching Dusty's stream right now. He's at 24 and then he clicks 23 as soon as he exits pit road. So we're going to get a count right here of how many laps to go. 20 laps remaining in the race with 23 laps of fuel. So they should be fine on fuel. The question is the tires.
It's just tires. Oh yeah. Tires are going to be a premium here at the end. We'll see if anyone can save them the best. And whoever can save them will definitely have the advantage at the end here, obviously.
Yeah, 19 laps to go. The drivers are going to start watching their tire wear now. So this should be the last stop. Most likely is the last stop for all these drivers.
Dusty continues to lead here, I believe. As he saw a car slap the wall in front of him, but we're all good there.
Yeah, Weist out in front. Dusty moves up to second place after the cycle is over with. And you see how far Weist is out in front. He is pushing that car. So I don't imagine a whole lot of saving is going on with that 6 machine.
And if I was in his position, I would definitely want to start saving as quick as possible. You got a big lead. Don't do anything that'll cost your tire. And gotta conserve that tire for the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's smart enough, he's going to know what he's doing, but I have an odd feeling with him being that far out in front. It's going to be close on tires. He is just pushing that car really hard. He's riding the outside, which is going to save a little bit of tire, but at the same time, it's just going to start dropping off. Once you get to about 60%, 50%, that tire is gone.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see if he takes those saving measures or if he continues to push here.
Down to 15 to
maybe
go.
Maybe he's pushing and thinking that if he pushes, that'll cause everyone else to push. And that'll force everyone else's hand to pit when he pits. Maybe that's what he's thinking right now. But I don't know if that's the smartest move to be doing right now.
No, I mean, these drivers are done pitting, so if he's pushing, it's going to be to let them push. Maybe hoping that if he's going to go out, they're going to go out with him. I mean, again, not the smartest move. Dusty is 1.9 seconds back from Weist, and it's another 2.7 second gap to Ducky in third. But now SP and Ducky battle it out for the third position. Try to there's Ducky and OSP. This is third and fourth right here, raging on. We're down to 12 laps to go.
This is going to get very interesting as we come down to the end here.
Yeah, this is for podium right here.
Yeah, this is the gentleman who gets to come in and get an interview, get to talk to us.
Yeah, and Flash, you know as well as anybody else does, some of these drivers, they fight for that third spot as if it's the lead and for the win because they want to get interviewed. I mean, to them over here in this league, it's all about, hey, I like to get interviewed. And So if I can get that third position, then hell yeah, let's get at it.
Definitely. I know I fought for third place hard in the past in races that I've been in, just trying to get to the podium, and just to get an interview, just to come up here and talk with you for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, because NASCAR, it's different. I mean, NASCAR doesn't have the podium like F1 does, but I mean, the way that Arlie operates, it kind of acts like one. I mean, you get the special interview at the very end, and some drivers just want to have that. So, Battle Rage is on here still. You got Meso in the way of Dusty. They're trying to battle it out. That's not for position, however. Dusty trying to make his way around him. Weiss, with those two battling, though, has opened up the gap to 2 seconds now over Dusty for Weiss. And so far, so good. With only 8 laps to go, Weiss still holding strong, looking to have his second win of the season.
Yeah, no matter what, Weiss has had a strong performance, strong car, but you know he's going to want to get in the victory lane and finish this off. He's been strong all night long, but it won't matter if he isn't the first one across the start finish line and grab the checkered flag.
Yeah, and this would be a great boost for him with the double points race tonight. A lot of points are on the line for him, and not only is it would be his second win if he can hold on, but it'd be back-to-back for him from his first career win in the league to his second career win in the league. I mean, that's something special to hold on to. Hey, I went out there at Las Vegas. I got my first career win in this league, and then you go out here to Iowa, you back it up with another win.
Huge game point-wise for a lot of these guys because it's double points tonight. Very huge game. Some guys are looking to make a huge move up in the points after tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the top 10 get double points. So if the battle is on for 10th and 11th, if they're close enough, 11th's going to go after it, knowing that, hey, I get double points because one of us is going to get it and one of us is not. 11th and on back, you just get your plain old points. 10th and forward, you get double points. So it's going to be a lot.
As you see, we continue to lead. Everything looks smooth so far. Very interested to see, though, if he saved that tire, if he saved enough tire to get to the end here.
Yeah, coming around this time, we still out in control. Coming down to the last few laps here, it's going to be 3 laps to go, this time by 4, that 6 machine, trying to back it up. And the tire light has come on for Dusty with 3 laps to go, which means the tire light is on for Weiss. 19%. So now,
these guys are one at the bottom.
2 laps to go. It should be enough tire with 2 laps to go. He's at 15% for Dusty. What a race, what a performance. Overall, really awesome race all night long. It's come down to the last lap here. Weiss trying to go back-to-back. He's going to see the white flag here in Iowa. 1 lap to go.
Does he have enough? We'll see. Goes through 1 and 2, one final time. Coming to half a lap to go here for Weiss.
Awesome performance all night long.
Dusty.
Oh!
Is he out?
He's out! He's out! And again! We saw it again! Dusty is going to take it off of turn 4! And Weiss comes home second. Flash, it happened exactly the same way as last season. They ran out of fuel on the last lap coming off of turn 4, and the winner pulls off of turn 4 and wins it.
A few guys wrecking SPs down pit road.
Yep, people are out of fuel, blowing tires.
What a finish.
We're keeping this package, baby. Hell yeah. Oh my God. Dusty comes home first. Weiss comes home second. Ducky gets podium in third. Clater comes home fourth. What a rebound for him. Fifth is
Oh yeah, what a
Hammer.
bounce back.
Sixth, Garage God. Seventh, Jackboy. Eighth, Deport. Ninth, Knockdown. And 10th, Ranger. So, Dusty,
What a
Weiss,
finish.
and Ducky will get the podium finish. But we're going to take a breath. We're going to take a quick break. And we're going to be right back for post-race interviews. You'll want to hang around for this one. What a finish we just witnessed. Here we are back live from the UTR booth, and we are excited to bring in what an incredible finish we just saw. Bring in our top three finishers here tonight. I'm going to lead off down here on the start and finish line with Flash. He's down there with the winner off an insane finish, Mr. Dusty Stud.
Yes, I'm at the start finish line here with Dusty. Dusty, do you have a copy?
I got you. What's up?
Well, walk me through that finish. What were you thinking? Were you expecting Weiss to blow a tire? Were you expecting to run out of fuel? Walk me through what you were thinking.
Yeah, he pit a lap before me, and I saw I was already going to be right on the edge. So, I followed him that whole run, and then those last couple laps, I thought race was over, and somehow he saved. But by the grace of God, the rule, what's that fucking whatever I was talking about. But feels good to finally be on the other end of running out of gas on the last lap. I could definitely feel Weiss' pain.
I know you hate fuel saving races. Great to see you come to victory lane finally in one of these races. How does it feel? Just walk me through your emotions.
Feels good, let a lot of races in Xfinity last year get away from me, and it definitely feels good to come back and get a second go at them, get this win.
Well, I feel for you. I feel good for you. Happy to see you back up here, grab the checkered flag. And now let's take it down to Alex on pit road with our second place finisher.
Yes, I'm down here on pit row with a devastated, heartbroken Weiss. He was so close to grabbing that checkered flag, and comes home short of it, of getting his second career win. Weiss, you had the car to beat all night long. You had a very dominant car. What was the process whenever you hit that last stop? Did you think you had it in the bag, or what was the thought process?
Yeah, I thought it was a race between me and Dusty. All was going to be fine. It said I had 2 laps of extra gas, and I never even looked at it when I was driving. I never noticed the light came on. It just sputtered out of nowhere. I didn't know the cars weren't more than it says. Uh, it was just a stupid mistake. Here I am.
Well, hey, man, I mean, it's super unfortunate, but we come into a double points race. You're going to lock up a lot more points than some of your other competitors, and you got a stage win tonight, so What a great showing by the 16, coming off of last week with your first career league win, and then coming out here, putting on a clinic, putting on a show for these drivers, and then just coming up short. It hurts, it sucks, but somebody's got to take silver, and unfortunately, it is you tonight. But also at the same time, it's a huge win for yourself, getting on the podium tonight. How you take this into next week at Atlanta with a lot of points that you're going to gain from tonight.
Well, I think I'll still carry the momentum forward. Maybe not as much as I would have had. I feel pretty confident about Atlanta, and I may have gotten some points, but it still feels like a loss because I should have had more. But I, there's nothing I can do about it. So gotta go move on and maybe win Atlanta.
A great racing, man, tonight. You did awesome. We were all eyes were focused on you those last few laps, and it's just a coincidence that it happened the exact same way as the finish from last season. So um, you're just on the wrong end of it. But uh, go get him next week at Atlanta, and we can't wait to see how you and that 16 perform next week.
Thanks, man. Sure, I'll blow a tire too.
All right, I'm going to send him on pit road. Flash had time to get down there with his man, his little best friend. Oh, Ducky, take it away, Flash.
Ducky, do you have a copy?
And four halls.
Oh yeah, man. Happy to see you down here. Happy to talk to you. Tell me what you were thinking at the end. Were you hoping to save tire? Were you hoping to keep running out or avoid running out of fuel? What were your emotions for that entire race?
I wish some people would get out of the way, because I think I could have stayed up there with Dusty and Weist. They were definitely class of the field. I think I was up there with them. At least I think I could have made it a little closer. Um, I mean, that last run, I won't lie to you, when I ran out in stage two, that's how I knew if you had 2 laps to the good that you weren't actually good. So that's kind of why I stayed out as long as I did. I hate Weist lost it like that, but Dusty's had that happen so many times. Karma finally comes back and gets him a win. That was really awesome. Congrats to him. It was a fun race, though. Very fun race.
Yeah, certainly. Alex and myself had fun broadcasting it. I just have one more question for you. How do you feel about going to Atlanta next week? 3 times where I believe. We know that you're really good at Atlanta. I was a part of a race where you put the entire field down because you saved and everyone else didn't. So tell me about your thoughts.
We'll have to fill it out and see if there's going to be cautions or not. If that thing stays green, I feel really good about my chances. It's Atlanta. It's going to run like a plate track, so just stay out of the accident and stay close enough to save everything and get out there in front.
Well, it was good talking to you, and we'll throw it back to Alex to close us out.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yes, sir. It's been an awesome show here this evening, and it's been one hell of a show. And I'm so glad that we got to host Iowa Speedway here with this package, and we saw the race of the season so far, and many more to come. We're still early in the season, and we got more coming your way starting next week at Atlanta. It's going to be all 3 series there once again, so it's going to be awesome to see that. You can join myself and Flash up in the booth. He'll be back with us next week for the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series, and we'll see the Cup Series as well with Ian in the booth. So look forward to next week. But once again, congrats to the number 68 of Dusty Stud on his win here this evening from the Iowa Speedway. It's been my pleasure, my honor. It's been awesome having Flash up here in the booth. My man, you've been awesome tonight. I'm glad to have you up here, and I can't wait to see what you do with us next week.
Oh yeah, excited to have the opportunity to be back in the booth for the truck and Xfinity race. We'll go try and chase an IST final at Atlanta next week. And we'll see if we can be right back here in the booth with you for all 3 races, talking about how we brought home the IST next week.
Hell yeah, hopefully something, man. Well, until then, guys, take it easy. Have an awesome and amazing weekend, and we'll see y'all back on Tuesday for UTR Truck Series action from Atlanta.